Hi everyone, welcome to the Captain of Industry dev stream. I am Captain Marek and we'll play a little more of Captain of Industry on this wonderful island called Armageddon on the hardest settings. Welcome, welcome. I can see some familiar names in the chat. As you may noticed, last week there was no stream because I was traveling, but we are back to regular schedule of stream every Saturday. So I hope you are all gonna come back and see and ask some questions. Feel free to ask any questions you may have regarding the game. And without further ado, we're gonna get working because for today's episode, I would like to do the big task of making electronics 2, which we prepared for last week, or last time rather. In fact, last time at the end of the stream, because we had some extra minutes, we made snack production, which was quite unplanned endeavor, but we realized we have, plastic being made for the electronics, and turns out that snacks need plastic as well. It's a wrapping material. So using potatoes, salted cooking oil, we're making some snacks. And I can check out the settlement if they already are snacking. Yes, they do. And they are quite happy about it, which means we have extra unity. So we can even put extra edicts. If I check out my edict, oops. Forgot which shortcut was it, huh? Something. Anyhow, I can just click on the captain office. It's yeah, we can do water. We don't have any more problems with. Fuel, probably not as well. We are doing pretty well actually. I'm not sure if we can. We don't really need anything really. It's interesting. It's a good spot to be at. But perhaps we can do maintenance. Less maintenance, always good. Feel like. If people asking me, was I in Japan? Yes, that was my Japan trip. I was in Japan. I was thinking whether I should do some kind of report. I've seen some cool things, but maybe it's a little too niche people to care about. It's I'm definitely gonna do some presentation for the team. I've seen some great things like trains. I've ridden the Shinkansen train. That was pretty cool. And occasionally 300 kilometers an hour. Doesn't feel like it, but it's pretty fast. All right. Our new refinery. Doing all the things we need, hopefully. I think it's working quite well. My only worry is that it's gonna be diesel limited. So once diesel is full, the whole refinery stops. And then we might not have enough naphtha to make lots of plastics. So it'll be interesting to see whether we're gonna have to somehow burn excess diesel. We'll see how it goes. I think we're burning excess. We might even be burning naphtha as a refinery steam source, which is not ideal. Later we will rebalance it as needed. Always a balancing act. Yeah, it was a long flight. The flight really, it was not 12 hours for me. It was like, I would say 10 probably. Yeah, it's not a pleasant flight, but it's the only way to get there. All right, so for electronics, let me just quickly open the cookbook. We need PCB, electronics 1, obviously, and silicon. So those things are actually not too easy to make. PCB needs glass, plastic, and copper. And I think this would ideally be located somewhere where glass is made, but glass is made in temporary locations, so I'm gonna make it whenever it's most convenient for me. And polysilicon is made out of molten silicon and hydrogen, which is also quite a recipe. So I'm not sure if we're gonna get there all the way with electronics 2 today. I hope so, but if not, then we at least make a progress on those side products today. I'm gonna start with PCB, I think. And PCB is a little easier. Needs just glass, plastic, and copper. I'm thinking where to place it. Glass is made out of sand. Currently it's here. And mixes mostly sand limestone. We're putting some salt in as well, I think. Lots of sand. So I'm not sure where the big sand is probably right here. So we could make a little ad hoc PCB factory somewhere here, I think. We just start designing something. I have on purpose not done with any blueprints today. I just wanna, I guess I want you to see me struggle with making all this from scratch, basically, because this is quite involved, and I know people sometimes feel that this is involved. So I wanna not only struggle with you on stream, but also kind of feel for myself much better how this is actually how much complex it is or not. Because when then somebody then tells us, hey, this is too complex, it's better try it yourself. This little mountain here could be mined out. Do we have some kind of mining crew? Probably these guys. They are flattening this. Let's finish flattening this first. All right, so I'm in planning mode, so whatever I build is not being constructed yet. So I'm just gonna quickly see. In the worst case, I think actually the PCB factory is not that big or interesting. We can always move it. It's always copy paste it to some better position. I don't want to overthink it too much because we don't need too much of it. We just need maybe 2 or 3 machines and that's it. All we need is glass, plastic, and copper. It's not that big of a deal. We just haul in all the materials into storages here. So I'm just gonna get a storage for... I'm gonna need glass. I'm gonna need plastic. Oh, plastic is also unit material. And then copper would be also unit. I think it's unit. And which kind of reminds me of our construction 1 parts, right? That's a kind of similar design here. Why don't we just take this design? Just copy this. That seems like a reasonable idea to me. I paste it here and replace the assembler for tier 3 and then to place a connector. Yeah, and then basically I just have to feed glass, plastic, copper in any order. Oh, this is actually the other way around, huh? It's alright, just flip it. The good thing about truck logistics is that, you know, you can always build storages and trucks will just deliver everything. And it's alright. You don't need to necessarily put everything close to each other. I'm just gonna try to do this. One. Oop, this is gonna be a little tight here, so maybe the other port would be easier. Yep. Okay, another one. Yep. Just like that. And then PCBs. And that's it. In these storages, I want to import things. I guess I'm going to import mostly full. Sarda is asking if I'm the lead dev. I guess we don't have a titles. We are too small for that. We have... I'm the co-founder, right? We have me and Philip are the co-founders of Captain Industry. And we have some employees for both engineering and graphics. We have some contractors for things. So I'd say I'm the co-founder is probably, or the co-lead together with Philip. I actually asked one of our long-term employee, his name is Jeremy. I asked him if he wanted to stream last week when I was gone, and he mentioned that while he loves streaming, he probably not going to do it for a week, but maybe some other time when the series is perhaps over, maybe he could start over his own series as a, you know, another dev playing perhaps differently than I do. Everybody plays differently, right? That would be interesting. You might let me know, let Jeremy know if you'd like to see something from them. Or even Philip, maybe he can do. I guess we need multiplayer, right? So we can all stream at the same time. All devs playing Captain of Industry. Yeah, that's a tough call. Lauren is saying that they are starting over and over because they're not happy with the design. You know, I would say it's a temptation to start over when you're not happy with it, but I would suggest try to avoid the temptation and just redesign what you have. Kind of refactoring, right? Sometimes, even what we've done here before, we had this huge refinery here, which was all crammed, and I was not happy about it. And then we made a new one and then removed the old one. If you have space on your island, I would say it's always an option to redesign and improve things if something isn't working. And I would be suggesting to try to make it work and then progress further instead of just restarting over, because sometimes restart is a good thing, but oftentimes I see that it's unnecessary. You know, making something not as beautiful as you might like, it's all right. It's there's no shame in doing that. I'm just gonna build this because I think it's just this is such a simple thing. I feel like I can always move it whenever I want, wherever I want. I could even move it perhaps to the electronics production area. So maybe I can leave it paused for now, actually. Let's see where I can make electronics 2. PCB, electronics, and silicon. I wonder if it would make sense to make it near electronics 1. And here you can see, I was just talking about, right? Little thing which is not necessarily all planned out ideally well. I think I'm just gonna remove these guys. It's a little, I don't like this little cramped. I think this is eventually will all gonna go. In fact, acid? Am I making it somewhere else already? Maybe in my refinery? I'm not, but maybe I should. I definitely should, because there is sulfur and there is also water. So eventually, you know, again, I wish I knew this before, because I could have placed a storage here. It would be a little neater to have more storages in a row. But I guess I didn't. So eventually I'm gonna move acid here, I think. We should also remove the need for water to be here, which is great. I think for now it works fine. There's lots of acid here. All right. So we have electronics 1. Electronics 2 and 3, because there's also 3 electronics, right? I wonder if there's space for it here. I guess electronics 3 is the CPUs. Right, it's the CPUs. I think it would make sense to just do the same thing with the construction parts, kind of like a little tier little setup. So I think I'll again steal this design, which I already made, this little bus design. How many spaces I have in between here? Not too many. Just one tile gap between the input and output. I think in the refinery I did a reasonable thing to spacing out the storages by one tile. There's always a room to kind of backfeed the input back into the system. I think I'll do the same thing here, which I haven't done for the first 2 storages, but I will do the next. So here we need, okay, I need a better assembler in the first place. Assembly 3. I'm gonna build a connector here which disappeared. I'll choose electronics. All right. So the main input, obviously, is gonna be electronics 1. Is this belt gonna be sufficient? I think so. Eventually we can update this to tier 2. Then we need PCBs and silicon. I wonder if I should build those mega storages for this. Do I need mega storage of PCBs? I guess why not? Let's do mega. That's silicon polycrystal. Is that one loose? Or is it solid? It's gonna be solid. I mean, unit. How we call it, unit product. Maybe I can put this one also close together. All right. And that should be it. The output will be... I'll keep the gap after this group, I think. I don't need the gap between every single one, I decided. Okay, here the conveyor belt. All right. Sarda is asking why pollution from each source is capped at 40. I think there were reasons where certain pollutions could get out of hand. And also when there are, for example, issues or bugs, it could kind of kill the island completely. I remember we had some issue, for example, from counting the radiation, and it was not... It was miscounting, which means you had like more and more radiation, which was not true, but it was an issue. By doing those caps, it's a little safer. But we can revisit those decisions, obviously. And if people maybe make it even a difficult setting, now that we have the beautiful difficulty setting screen where you can configure stuff which was not previously ready, we can have a setting to remove the cap, for example. It was more like a safety, and also, if you have way too much pollution source, we just didn't punish the player too much. We thought that there is a certain maximum. So it was a design choice, but we can revisit later if you feel strongly about it. Let us know, submit a suggestion, and we can take a look. I think I'm nowhere near if I look at pollution, or rather health, right? With my health, right? I'm actually doing very well, very good. I think it's also because everything is stopped, because I'm all of my factories, most of my factories are stopped because I'm not spending enough material. It's more like once I start building, everything will start running, and that will definitely spike the pollution. I think I was looking at the graph here. Yeah, definitely we were doing more pollution. What was this? Vehicles pollution, interesting. Vehicles pollution is basically a plot of how busy your vehicles are, which is kind of interesting. So here, I guess we were building something that was super busy. Now we are more modest. You can see our water pollution went down when we started doing the water treatment, which was a huge deal. Back then, the health was poor. And then here you can see our waste pollution went to 0 because we are doing incineration. I guess we traded a little bit for the air pollution, but definitely worth it. Yeah, all right. So the last thing before I build this, you're eager to see it built. Is the silicon. So that's actually the poly means polycrystalline silicon. That's kind of less pure form of silicon. It's multiple crystals basically forming the lattice, as opposed to single crystal silicon, which is like one big crystal, which is needed for electronic, for CPUs basically, for wafers. So we're gonna have sand, coal, and graphite. So, oh sorry, I'm not sure why I'm looking at the molten silicon here. We need a we need this and that, right? We need two machines. One is melting it, the second one is purifying it basically. Silicon is basically sand, so that's a fairly easy chain. The only little catch here is the graphite for the arc furnace, which needs a little bit of chlorine. But I believe we should be doing good on chlorine. Oh yeah, very good. In fact, we could get rid of some. We might be even dumping some brine. We are not actually. I guess brine is now being processed into salt. Working so nicely. All right. I see some new people coming up to the stream. Hello, hello. We are doing electronic stew today. And I'm currently trying to find a good location for silicon processing plant. The funny thing about silicon is it needs lots of sand, same as glass. And the sand is a finite resource, like everything, right? So once the sand runs out, we might need to be importing it. I can even check the world map. In fact, I can check the contracts. And currently we don't have silicon for trade, but that there will be eventually. That's even sand. I guess we need to explore more of the world map. But our ship cannot reach anything, so we need to upgrade. All right, so I'm just gonna build it here because here is the sand. I can even check the resources. Yeah, here is lots of sand. You can see there is some pile. And I believe that if this runs out, there is more. For example, here. More sand here. More sand here. There's a bunch of sand everywhere. Here is kind of like emergency sand. So you will have to dump out this little ocean and then mine it. We could also use quartz to make sand. And I think quartz can be even imported. I think I've seen the contract. Yes. We can make vehicle parts too. Or even coal, actually. Just import quartz and then crush it to sand. So many options. So many options. You can choose which one you like. I'm just gonna currently do it here. And I'll start with the arc furnace to get sand, coal, and graphite. I'm gonna make a bunch of big storage for those materials. Maybe I can even put some more excavators here to mine the sand closer. I guess it's even idle now, so it's all fine. I think I want to make something similar to what we have here with the furnaces. What did we did here? Yeah, this kind of like design of feeder belts. That seems to be reasonable design. Can I even take it? Can I steal it? It's a little specific to this. I'm not sure if I can easily. Let's see. This one has 2 inputs. Yeah, I have to redo it. It's a different beast. So I'm gonna make sand here. Would this be considered a bad idea? I'm not sure. That would be, maybe you can make sand and coal. Do we need that much coal? This needs only 6 coal. That's all right. We're just gonna fill a big bucket. Why not? Talking about coal. It always bothers me that coal can run out because excavators are idle, which now it's all good. Governor is asking if we can consider adding tier 2 exhaust scrubber. Huh, you wanna scrub more exhaust? Is it just a volume thing, or would you like to have like a more efficiency from the exhaust scrubber to be more efficient in terms of like how much it cleans? So I'm just showing right now what we have currently that uses basically uses water and produces some sulfur and CO2. And currently basically filters around 75% of the pollution, and so there's always some pollution left, right? It's not completely clean. I wonder if some more complex scrubbing setup that would clean even more, but even more complex to connect would be something you would want. You just want more volume. Arzenik on Twitch is saying hello from Russia. Hello, hello. In Russia, there must be pretty late at night, I assume, huh? I wonder. Thanks for joining in from so far away. And thanks for the nice words. Lord Burgos is looking for trains. Yeah, me too. Trains gonna be great. We just need to implement all the things. Trains are a fairly complex system to the game. So Except it's asking if I could cover energy generation. I get going. And whether it's most efficient design. That's a good question. I'm not sure whether it's most efficient design. That kind of depends. The design efficiency, it depends what you want to use for your power. And we haven't explored in this series too much of a power design. So, I mean, currently I just have a coal boiler connected to turbines and some flywheels, and that's it. I have set up different priorities. So these turbines, these generators are always lower priorities. So basically the lower shaft is going to be spinning. Oh, sorry. Is it? Yeah, that's right. So basically it's this shaft is priority. So if there's not enough power draw, only one shaft is going to be going. And you can see those are all stopped. So we are currently using only one, and these are just, spinning forever. Not steam turbines are not producing, and if there's a power spike, all the turbines are gonna spin. But that's it. But there's so many other ways, right? I mean, you could do later. We can unlock nuclear power. You can do diesel power. I was even talking about how we have excess diesel that might be stopping naphtha production. So maybe if that's actually true, we can just burn diesel for power to kind of get rid of it. It's always an option. There is, yeah, I think power is in this stage of the game is little kind of early to diversify. There's not too many options yet. I think it's straightforward, but then once you have nuclear, once you have solar, you can start experimenting with different setups. But I think this is fairly straightforward. I'm also using the cooling towers for extra water regeneration. And of course, you can always use something else than coal, right? We have all kinds of boilers. I think in refinery, I am actually using naphtha, fuel gas, and heavy oil using some priority system to burn them, as well as some waste. So we have animal feed. So whenever we have animal feed waste in the factory, that's going to get burned. And biomass, which good thing I'm talking about it, because I didn't switch to the right recipe here. The biomass was being filled up. So yeah, whenever there's extra biomass, now it's going to be burned into extra steam. So it's more like a waste management system here, but instead of just throwing it away, we can use it. I also considering to add coal boilers here to not burn, for example, naphtha into boilers, which would I think would be a good idea if we're gonna be using naphtha for plastic production. Yeah, so many things. But back to our arc furnace. So arc furnace, I mean, coal sand, that's straightforward, but it needs graphite. And graphite is fairly straightforward as well. I'm just gonna make right, so only thing about graphite is it makes sour water. So that tells me that I want to make it here. And process the sour water, basically. And of course, always the problem with this kind of setup is where to place it to not make even more mess. And it needs sour water and coal and chlorine. And chlorine is right here. Can it squeeze here? Ooh, it can't. I don't think we need too many of these. This is an electrolyzer that makes chlorine out of brine, but I don't think we're gonna need like a long stack of these. So I'm fairly happy with placing the graphite production somewhere here. And also we don't need that much graphite. Maybe 2 or 3 machines would be max for our factory. So I'm just gonna place it here. What is this one? Oh, this one we might need more. It says hydrogen production. And here I'm just gonna backfeed the chlorine back into the factory. Oh yeah, this is a little tricky here. I'm gonna disable snapping. Oh, I see. I want it not here, but there. Okay. And coal. I was just talking about coal for the burners, and I think now it's time to introduce coal storage here. I think I'm gonna make some coal burners here as well. Lots of coal demand, by the way. I am feeling a little uneasy adding so many new coal dependencies. All right. Now the coal would have to go all the way here. Which, for those of you who don't like spaghetti, close your eyes. For those of you who embrace the chaos, welcome to the stream. Because now it's gonna be a little tricky to pipe it all the way here. Maybe we can go through bottom? I don't think we can. Why can't we just go higher? Ooh, through here? It's a little nasty. But why not? thing is we have lots of high pipes here, which is really complicated to cross. The only trouble with belts is that belts have little... It's still tricky with them to go up and down. It takes a little bit more space. So it's always harder to weave belts than to weave pipes. I see. We can maybe go somewhere here. It doesn't seem to be too bad. There you go. One more belt. This, yeah. This works, barely. Alright. Now we have sour water output, which needs to go to the sour water storage. So let's put some more pipes. I wonder if this would be acceptable. I think it would. And now the output of graphite. I don't think I need too much of it. Again, I don't have a good place because I was not counting with it beforehand. You know, this is, I think, the point where people are playing, oh, I want to start over to make it better. You can, but you can also just embrace this, and I think it's all right. And sometimes people ask me like, hey, you designed the game, why you are not, you know, planning better or not remembering better what to build where and stuff. And my answer to that is, you know, the game is so complex, you just don't realize all those things and connections, and it's really you know, as the game grows bigger and bigger, all those little details and things are just hard to take into account all the time. So that's why. It's not because oh, I can actually go on the ground. That's unexpected. Why not? Yeah, so as you're right, as a system gets complex and complex, you just forget, and there's no one good way to do this, and that's also by design, right? If there was the one way to do it, and all the other ways would be unacceptable, that would not make for an interesting game. But now there is a certain freedom. You can actually choose to do this completely separate factory just for graphite, and move the products using trucks, or do the refinery, you know, maybe just the oil on its own and then everything else on its own. It's so many other options. I decided to kind of make this like a big complex that everything is interweaved, and then kind of leads into this little pipe madness. But I think it's looking pretty good. So now we just need to import here silicone, yeah. The graphite, sorry. The graphite, and I'm just gonna import it right here because why not? The only trouble is that I might need to raise it up considerably. More than I want. Okay, let me change my design a little bit. So I have so much more space for those other ones. I'm just gonna there's not enough space for it going down, huh? How about we move this few tiles? Yep, just like that. And to make it even neater, I could put this one. No, oh, I cannot because it's okay. Well, I guess I could put it right here. Just to keep continuing the belts if I add more furnaces. Here's gonna be graphite input, just like that. People asking about Captain Skoko hat. Yeah, he has his hat, but he's not around again. I need to, next stream I hope to, maybe I can bring some treats or something to lure him in. He seems to be not interested in sitting on the table today. And you can't, I actually tried before the stream to put him on the table, but he immediately left. You can't order cats. They come, if they don't come, you can't change their mind. But treats might. That's the only thing. He's very food motivated. Right, exhaust, slag, and molten silicon. So for slag, I'm just gonna make a little slag storage here, you know, a small one. Export. And now molten channels cannot go up and down, so I do have to raise the slag up one level. Down like this. And now I need the reactor. Yep, this guy. Needs molten silicon and hydrogen. Fairly straightforward recipe. But I believe I need to import hydrogen. And we need not as much hydrogen, so I'm gonna take the liberty of making just fluid storage 2. Can I squeeze it here? Oh, I can. Oh, that's little. I'm sure you guys not gonna like it too much. It's so tempting to make little bay here. In fact, we can do this. Make storages little. That. I quite like it. Now we can raise the pipe here. Oh, this one is even higher. So I will gonna put it on height 2 basically. Oh, that was not what I wanted. Yeah, just like that. And here's gonna be hydrogen import. And we have polysilicon successfully made. I'm just gonna pipe it straight to storage. Actually, it's not 1 to 2, right? It's 1 to 2, I mean, it's not 1 to 1. This is 24. This is 12. That's right. That's right. I need 2 of these guys for each, which means a little alteration to this design. I'm gonna make it 1 here and then flip it. I meant to flip it. Yes. Ah, come on, make it at least symmetrical. If anything I could do, I could make it symmetrical. All right. So this is making 24. This is consuming 24. That's all looking great. And to make it tileable, I can add this. Oh, I can't make a connector here for now. Okay, now the slack was little unhappy here. Oh yeah. A little unhappy. Would 1 more tile help? No, it would not help. Okay, how many more tiles you need? I guess no amount of tiles will help you. I see. This is not enough space due to this pipe now. I think that's alright. I'll just move this here then. No problem. Yeah. Can return. I can make it here. Make it same alignment. All right. So that's saying that we need a medium storage for something. I think it's all right. You would want something in like a, I guess, smaller footprint, but bigger capacity. I feel the storage 2 is fairly reasonable. I guess you would want something like 1,000 capacity, but smaller. Maybe. I think that's not as important addition, perhaps. And most of the times you usually don't need too many storages, I feel. Sometimes people like to store everything in between. I guess if you need bigger storage, you can always do something like this. And now you have, 700 little long storage. So that's always an option. The here even looks good, right? It even, in fact, talking about looking good. Now this looks good, doesn't it? Because now I can even do this. And it's in the same kind of shape. I don't think I need that even. So I'm just gonna connect it like this. Yeah. All right, and now if I need another one, The first one's going to be a little different. But the point was to make it like this. And now this should hopefully connect here. Yeah. And then I think there was another one that would not connect here. Can probably make it like this, so it's gonna connect next time. Ooh, and this one. Oh, I see. There's a little issue with connectors here. Cannot make two connectors next to each other. That's fun. Little design issue. You I just want to connect it here. This one future connections and this one for future connections. And I guess this one can just go here. Like that. Is that tenable now? Let's see. I still messed up something. I guess I would have to take extra tile to make it tile. I think that worked. Well, I don't think we need too many, so I'm just gonna leave this for future me. Yeah, I could always go with the connector if I needed to. In fact, I actually think we should be able to build connectors right away from the menu. Because sometimes you just need a connector and kind of like sneakily try to copy it like this. I mean, it's possible, but it's for people who don't know, it's unnecessary trouble. So I think we should just add it to the menu. We are working actually on redesigning the menu. The transport menu for the new update to make it more streamlined and perhaps less scrolling, some kind of grouping and stuff. So adding things like connectors would be feasible. Now we didn't want to clutter the menu because it's already scrolling and some people don't realize that. And if it's like this and oh, my pipe balancer is always have to be scrolled to, which is not ideal. Also depends on resolution. If you play on an even smaller resolution like a laptop, you would have even more scrolling. All right, guys. I think this is it. This PCB is like so out of place. I'm not even sure this is a good idea. I'm sure it's not. I could put it somewhere else, or I don't even know it. This is like such a random place. Maybe I can put it somewhere here. I'm not even sure what to do with this. Or maybe just here. I mean, PCB is needed here, but then the biggest need for it is glass. So I want to put it next to glass. And will glass factory be here? Maybe. Could be. And if glass factory is here, maybe I should place this slightly lower to make space for it. All right, let's just do it. We're gonna regret our choices later. We're gonna unpause this, this, and then there was a bunch of these guys. Oh, none of these. And we have so much Unity. Let's just get Unity building. Because oh no, I just built these. Whatever. It's just a placeholder for my future shipyard. This takes 75 Unity. Why not? 34. We still have 43. Exactly. Wow. 0 Unity. Exactly all the Unity used. And let's see how much we messed up. Yeah. So we need the coal imports. They're gonna come. We need coal imports here and sand imports here. Hydrogen import. Graphite is already set. Here we need PCB import and silicon import. Do we have enough people? We do actually. That's good. Here I just want to quickly make... I want to make a boiler for coal. We can even make wood chips actually. That'd be a good kind of renewable way of dealing with steam production. All right. So we need coal. It's right here. And water. Yeah, water we can get it anywhere, but it would make sense to get it somewhere close by. Let's just Unity build this again. Oh, I don't have enough Unity this time. All right, fair enough. And now I want to make sure that naphtha is being burned only when there is excess. That's what I'm trying to make sure here. So the easiest way to do this is to make a balancer here. And the priority output will be here. And if there's any excess, it's gonna get burned. Why is it? Oh, I see. I'm gonna destroy this pipe. Because taking it from the output is not, you can't prioritize on that. However, tier 1, However, taking it from the input balanced input, that's the way to do it. So naphtha is being only used when there's excess. Which means that this naphtha boiler and its steam could be also prioritized, because when steam is coming in, it needs to be used because that's the excess. We cannot clog the refinery on naphtha. Now we have coming in normal steam from coal, which is not prioritized. What is still prioritized is this waste burning, that's good. And then fuel gas, which is okay because I'm not using fuel gas for anything else right now. But eventually I could do the same thing with the priority. I can do it right now. We are waiting for electronics to ramp up anyway. I can build the same and pipe tier 1 be enough. And priority goes into the storage, that's right. Did this connect properly? Oh no, what did I do? This was not right. Am I burning naphtha? Okay. Fortunately it's also combustible, so that it's not gonna hopefully cause any problems in my system. It might actually. We'll see. Let's reject this pipe. Oh, it's full of naphtha now. Did cause problems. Okay. Remove. Here. That's where I wanted it to go. Alright, so now when there's excess fuel gas, it's gonna get burned. And the excess is prioritized correctly. So it's fuel gas, it's naphtha, and then we also have heavy oil. And heavy oil, what's the story here? The story is we're not using it for anything except ship fuel. I think we should do the same. I don't see the reason why not. Let's do exactly the same here to make it all correctly prioritized. There's gonna be tier 2 here and here, and tier 1 here. We need to build. And the priority now is this way, this time around. And again, if heavy oil comes in, that's a waste I want to prioritize. So the only non-prioritized is steam from coal, which basically means it's going to be a backup. It's only going to be backup. And I can see our power is actually struggling. Is that due to our new arc furnace? Oh yeah. Arc furnace 3 megawatt each. Beautiful. All right, time to copy paste this little guy. It should just connect kind of here. Yeah, that looks good. Let's build that. And you can see the coal is now going to be working overtime because all those storages need to fill up first before they're going to be helping. But I can see everything is working now, and I think Starwater might need one extra facility because this is just enough to be able to do with the oil. But we have big storage here. Should be enough. Right. It's graphene. I'm surprised everything is working. A mining tower. Ooh. Oh, ran out of sand. Alright. This is our early sand mine. Let's keep mining the sand here. This is the sand for glass. Currently quite important for the electronics, actually. Yesterday I was talking about categories and issues with building in different categories. You know, categorizing buildings is a huge undertaking and issue. The reason is multiple buildings are used for multiple reasons, and we can't put too many kind of root categories on the bottom. Or even now, it's probably too much to a certain point. So we are spending a lot of time, days and weeks, recategorizing everything and making sure that it's making sense. And we're also trying to put some like redundancies so that you don't need to switch categories as often. For example, when you're building your metallurgy things, we've added things like smokestacks here because it's very often used. We didn't have smokestacks or the redundancy currently because there's not enough space, but we are making sure that the UI is now doing some collapsing and better use of space, so we have space for extra entities. So stay tuned for better categorization. That's all gonna come in update 3 hopefully. But it's a lot of work. It's surprising how complex it is to categorize things to make sense. And chemical plant, sure, it's used for graphene, but it's kind of like a chemical thing. So, refinery is a place to it. As you can see, I often even go for buildings through recipe book, just select it from here, instead of just trying to search it in the menus. Sometimes I don't want to even think, just Control F and just, type fuse. There's a, which way? This way. Not even visible, yeah. But you can Control F and type chemical plant or like the CHE or first couple letters, or Control F and C. That's probably not CE. CEM. Oh, CH. Yeah, CH is enough to get you to the small enough list to make it work. Control F is a useful feature, I think, in this context. Alright, so we have enough power now, which puts even more strain on our coal. I was talking about the coal. Now coal is being used in so many places. Silicon is being produced fairly quickly, and we have electronics too. I'm quite surprised everything was connected correctly. Sometimes you can forget a belt or forget something. It seems like everything is working just fine. The polysilicon is not keeping up. That's the only downside. This is you doing 12 per 60. We are using not too much. I think just trucks are busy, I think. Yeah. This truck. Bringing our vital silicon boxes for construction. By the way, I'm playing on 2x speed, so everything is kind of fast, but yeah. All right. Oh, which reminded me, we have extra unity, right? Why didn't we make the truck overload edict? That would be a good idea. Better than maintenance. Don't do maintenance. Let's do truck overload. That's better. Maybe both of them. Yeah. Forget about this one, yeah. That's great because now we have 30% extra truck capacity, which is great. You can see now they can carry 78 instead of 60. Fairly nice. Alright, so now I'm in open research. I believe we've made enough electronics to pass the requirement, and we can start researching electronics construction 4. This is fantastic. And right after construction 4, there is so many useful things, especially like, you know, mega vehicles. I think that I will probably go for that right away. So research lab. And then while we're working on research, maybe we can do touch of maintenance is a little nice maintenance. I think we can make some solar panels. I like it. I like all of it. I think the labs are turned off because I was trying to save on workers. So let's unpause everything. Yeah. Well, that went better than I thought. We are now making electronics too. And no fires, no hunger, no sickness. Everything is working very well. No maintenance issues. I was still kind of I have pending update to move, well, to first off destroy our initial construction parts production area and also move the maintenance and start recycling finally. That's that's been over on my list for such a long time. But you're a little wasteful. Okay, mechanical parts electronics, it would be such a obvious thing to move it somewhere here, right? Mechanical parts, big storage here. Electronics, big storage here. I guess I'll wait out once we have maintenance too, which is gonna come soon. Where is it? Huh. Yeah, where's the maintenance depot? I can't find it. There's the depot 2. Where's depot 3? Oh, it's here in the construction, hidden. That's right. So we're gonna need to make maintenance of electronics. So I think it would make sense to make the maintenance near electronics. Would that make sense? It needs more mechanical parts. I think the maintenance is kind of like separate, right? It's not tiered like anything else, so it doesn't have to be in the same place. Really. Maybe making it somewhere here. Maintenance 1, I mean. Which is fine. You just need to, well, either move electronics here or move mechanical parts there. which is the, or make it in the middle somewhere. Yeah. Not a big of a deal. Be nice, kind of like a need to make it a little more centralized. Except asking why ore sorters take so much power. Ore sorters, 100 kilowatts? That's not too much. Is it too much? Maybe at the beginning is quite a bit, but I think it's alright. I mean, it takes some power to sort through the ore. I mean, compared to other machines, like arc furnace, I think ore sorters are laughable. I can look at the power. Right. You can see that we are quickly ramped up. And we might need another block later. Anthony's asking if we're moving our town soon. I don't think we are for now. I think our town here is for now good, and I've been thinking of expanding it once the concrete is out, or even before concrete is out. I think eventually we might move it to the crater, perhaps, or leave the crater as the captain's haven. I'm not sure. I think I like. I would even prefer to move all industries away from here. Kind of like remove all the industries from this island and make it just for people. Make it nice, only for the inhabitants, so they don't need to be bothered by the factories, right? The factory is gonna be somewhere, behind the hill. They're gonna have a nice view, only for themselves. I think that's kind of neat idea. So just asking what's my opinion about Keramic's mode that lets us do creative mode islands to make blueprints and such. Sure, I mean, you can use that. You can use modes to do, that have cheats to do some things. Currently, we don't plan to do anything like that in game, mostly for technical limitations. But feel free to use mods to design your blueprints. I feel like when you are wealthy, you can just design your blueprints in your factory. I guess when you have, if you want really, really large blueprints, sometimes it's hard to find the open area. But, that's what mods are for, right? If you need something that the game doesn't provide, there's a mod for it. It's great. I think he did a great job. Yeah, Exempt is saying that one ore sorter is nothing, but when you have 5, it adds up. Sure, when you have more and more, it adds up, but I still feel that... How many, if I look at my power summary chart, like ore sorters are not showing up. Where are the ore sorters? They're not even showing up. It's such a... Where are they? I don't see them in my consumption stats. Are they not taking any power because they are idle, I guess? Yeah, here. It's jumping around. But, I mean, compared to anything else, I feel that ore sorting is not even top half of your consumption of electricity. It's going to be like a lower 10%. I would think. And if not, if you are really such a big project that you need ore sorting, there's always a way to avoid it, right? You can try to mine, not like this just from the bottom, but mine from top layer by layer and avoid sorting whatsoever. So you don't even need, you can reject single load products. So sorting can be actually avoided for most part if you're careful about the mining operations. It would be much more clever for me to first mine the top layer of the grass, right? And then mine the coal below. I'm not doing it because I was lazy here, but if ore sorting and power consumption is something you care about, you can avoid as much sorting as possible by rejecting a single load and mine in such a way that things don't get mixed. Yeah, we have full farms of stuff. It's all right. Tree harvesters has nothing. Nowhere to put trees. It's all right. Let me quickly double check the mines. This is fine. It's all fine. This mountain is disappearing at a fairly nice rate. I think next episode we might redo the farms to make a little more better way of processing all the foods and things. Oh, we have too much brine. Interesting. We are not dumping it? Oh. Okay, I think this is not gonna work. We cannot have alert here. Because we're gonna dump only when it's full. Yeah, that's alright. We have a fluid dump here. Oh wait, it's actually dumping. Wait a second. Oh, I think we need a better pipe here. This input is tier 2. The brine is good. Brine is used for desalination. I think we filled up our salt storage, that's why. Yeah. So I think with our construction 4 research, I can quickly sketch the construction parts 4 production line, which will be fairly similar to this. Can I just do this? Oh, maybe I can. This is going to be construction parts 4, which I don't have yet. I think I'm gonna remove one of these. And construction parts 4 need you can't get ahead of yourself. If you find what's using it, you can see it in the cookbook as well. It needs construction part 3 and electronics 2. That's right. I think this conveyor belt needs to get higher. Oh, I don't have Unity. Interesting. Maybe I was still a little bit too... water. Well, anyhow, whatever it is, I'm just gonna disable the truck overload 2nd tier. That should be enough. Here. This is gonna be construction parts. And the result, I'm gonna come back here. And this is gonna need electronics too, which I'm just gonna grab from here. Right, and this conveyor belt conveniently blocked every single port on all those storages. Very convenient. I don't have Unity to fix it. In fact, maybe I can make it in this height all the way. Yeah, not having Unity sometimes is kind of yeah, I should have pay attention more to the Unity state, because sometimes you need to quickly destroy belts or something, and it takes time. But it's okay. We have plenty of construction parts in reserve. This is not a critical infrastructure by any means. Yeah, but putting belt in front of the storages. I guess I have put the storages after the belt, so it's not the belt's fault. It's the storage fault. Now I can remove this one. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna not only go one away, but I'm also gonna make it higher like this. All right. Like this. And electronics 2 can sneak under this belt, I think. Or maybe at height 1 might be a better idea. We can reserve. Oh, if the trucks like to drive here, huh? That's interesting. Do I allow them to drive there? I wonder. It's okay. There's factory trucks, no driving. Just like that. I can just build this. I don't think there is any problem with having it ready before the research. And then when the research happens, we just set the recipes and go. Because all the trees, like this one, all the selected trees which are currently marked for cutting are not reachable. All right, let's just keep cutting more. Anthony's asking to have some inputs and outputs from the storages at different heights, at height 1 in specific. That would be an interesting idea. We can certainly consider it. The thing is, we also don't want to have too many ports on the storages. Like if you want to add an extra at height 1, then maybe you have to add it from both sides. And then it would be extra maybe on the both sides to be symmetrical. So now we're looking at 10 ports. It's also a performance issue, right? Every port has to is costing CPU time every tick, because it has to check whether it's connected or whether it should send something, and there's a bunch of ifs needed even though it's not too much, but if if you spam storages, it adds up. So I'd be interested to explore this if more ports would be beneficial. Yeah, for things like this, right? When you want to connect a port that transports at a certain height. I think for now, the lifts, conveyor lifts, would be probably the best answer, to just put a lift right after the port and raise the transport right away. Right, let's put a lift here. Well, I can't because this is a transport, but you know what I mean. Just make a lift right after, and then basically that kind of makes an extended storage with the height you really need. I think it's more universal to do it this way than try to design buildings with certain heights that then kind of hoping that you're gonna hit the heights that people want. If you make your storage with height height 1 and 2 or something, you can certainly use the lifts, I guess, to be more general than just building different heights. All right. There will be electronics coming, the conveyor belts. Richard's nearly done. So I guess we're just gonna do this, and I think that's gonna be it for today. That was a fairly successful. I was not sure if we're gonna get it today because sometimes setting up the silicone and graphite is tricky, but we managed to squeeze it in right here. I wonder if we have enough graphite. Yeah, it's only using 3, right? So you need not as much. I think it'd be nice to move the glass somewhere here as well, so the truck doesn't have to haul it so far. To be a little closer. Maintenance also would be great to move so we can decommission the old. This whole entire thing is just for maintenance at this point. You can see, how from where we went from. This was our initial setup with iron squeezed down, staggered like this, so we can squeeze 4 furnaces of iron. There's steel here. Currently, steel is only used for the vehicle parts. That is definitely, at the beginning we were tight on space. You can see all this rocky thing that was a mountain here. So at the beginning there was not enough space for anything. Now the space is getting cheaper. This electronics, I believe, is now only for the labs, pretty much. Yeah, I think while we're waiting, perhaps the settlement could be a little improved. There's this water pipe, which is... I wish I could bury it under the settlement. How that'd be a good idea. I think I'm just gonna pipe it through the other side, maybe? Oh, I think this is actually dumped. That's fantastic. Alright, so I've been waiting for this. So we have dumped this, I guess mostly using trash and other things. But now we can remove those retaining walls. And, most importantly, take this mining tower and say that only dirt and compost can be dumped here. I think we are actually making compost here. Yes, this is our compost from the digesters. The reason why I want to dump only compost here to make it nice and grassy. I don't want to see the trash, basically. I'm just gonna make this all flat. This used to be our old coal mine, for those who are joining, didn't see our previous episodes. It used to be a big coal mine, and we had issues of mining the coal was collapsing our top platform, and a bunch of machines were destroyed here, and there's still some remnants of some rubble. There was not a good coal place, but it was the only one we had. So now that's all gone, we can level it up and use it for something else. And potentially pipe, well, first of all, build a last settlement block here, and then pipe the water through other side, perhaps. I think for now I'm just gonna there's a bunch of remaining refinery pieces. When we disable the water input, I think people are not gonna be happy about that. Oh, there's a sickness probably. Oh, severe flu. Yeah, I can see our health's negative. And they are severe flu and we disconnected their water. That's not entirely smart idea. I can use some unity to help me accelerate this process. I need a pipe tier 2. Should be enough, right? Yeah, that's enough for now. Oh, not enough unity. Well, the reason I did it this way is because I first would like to build a settlement here, then a fountain here. Actually, no, fountain here. That's right, fountain here. And then there's gonna be another block eventually. And there's gonna be another block here once the dumping is done. This truck is not being very smart about the dumping. Truck, you're not very smart. Is our crew unloaded? Yes. Yeah, we are losing people because of the severe flu. And soon not having water. Okay, water is recovering. Construction 4 researched. I should place a small desalination plant near settlement. I could. I just feel it's not necessary because we are piping water from this desalination plant actually. And in case you're wondering how is that possible, well, it goes here, then it turns, it goes here, then it puts a bunch of water in the farms, there's more pumps, and then here, then here, and then here. Yeah, all the way here through forest, all the way through our beautiful pipe little mountain. And in case you don't understand where this is going, that's okay, me neither. It just goes everywhere and then eventually goes all the way here. So yeah, it is partially desalinated water, and also we have groundwater here, which is quite full. So that's all right. It's all right. Oh, we have no glass, huh? We are using all our glass for new electronics toys. All right. Here, let's enable. Oh, this is assembly 2. Who built this? We need assembly 3 for this purpose. I don't have enough unity to. Yeah, I don't have enough unity to. Anyway, I'll wait. I'll wait. Yeah, I could put the pipe here and bury it. That's right. I could do that. It's okay. I actually don't like too much buried pipe because it's not maintainable. Maybe eventually we're gonna have a system of burying pipes which is, more supported, so you can edit them and delete them and add them, remove them. Currently, when you bury pipes, it's kind of, one over. You do it and it's done. If I would want to bury pipe, I want to bury it like from here to here, kind of like right in the middle of settlement. Which there will be so much effort right now, it's not worth it. Maybe eventually. I'm gonna have a dedicated system for that. Yeah, that's alright. Soybeans are drying out. Why would they dry out when I have irrigation? Maybe not enough irrigation, huh? I was just talking about the water flowing in all the way. Well, it turns out maybe there's not enough of it. Ooh, there is not enough of it. Interesting. Well, that is good to know. Can I just do this? I'm not sure if this is tileable, but I think it should be. Can I Unity build this? I think I can't. But we are actually out of water, which is interesting. I think the new power plant is using lots of it. Because a new block, it's basically 48 water per minute. We have plenty of brine. Oh, it does have issue with brine, not... Ooh, okay. So we might need to dump quicker. That is an interesting problem to have. Right, and I have no space for dumping of brine anywhere here because of this beautiful pipe. I'll do this. I can squeeze it now here, I think. You need to build this, then upgrade this. Yes. All right. So I need to get rid of brine. And hopefully that will... Well, extra block will not hurt me by any means. But that should hopefully alleviate the water issues. These guys are really powerful. I mean, wondering... What is that? Oh, it's just for the next one. I mean, wondering if they are too powerful. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that desalination is a little too powerful? I feel like that's giving a lot of water. In reality, it might be a little less efficient. I guess we did this to kind of not complicate things in the game. But I feel that maybe 60 would be enough for this guy, not 78. Yeah, I'm not sure. The brine is still not keeping up. I think I'm not using brine for anything, huh? Chlorine? There's no use for chlorine. Okay, the water's recovering now. Slowly. Yeah, the liquid pipes are throttled. It's kind of like, you know, we don't want to be allowing to dumping too fast of things. So it's you might ask, maybe it would be double it at least for certain products, perhaps for water. Could be. I'm not sure. I think it's all right. It's just, you know, in my case, I was just a little bit squeezed on space here, so it might have been a little tricky to. Yeah, we are still not enough. Too much brine, basically. I might need to put more of these guys. I'll do tier 2 pipe. And this is not prioritized, that's right. Yeah, I guess the issue was that when this is full and nobody's using it, then I have to have enough dumping capacity for all of them. So that's 42 times 5. 42 times 5. Divided by 60. I need 3.5, right? So actually I do need 4. Oops. I do need 4 of them at least. Which is good. And Kopai is saying that it would be better to have desalination plant near settlement in case there's enough water. I think I agree. It's safer. It would be safer to have it near in case, you know, something like this happens in the refinery. It's kind of like, even like a backup. I agree, it would be probably better. I guess I'm just don't have a good space here. Perhaps I could add it. Maybe once the glass is gone and this is gone, maybe we can add a little plant here for desalination, just for the settlement. I think that's it's definitely a safer idea to have it. I just don't have it because I currently feel confident that I'm gonna manage it well. But I agree that some safety is always a good idea. Like having a diesel generator safety backup would be great, which I used to have, but I destroyed it. Because we used to have a refinery here and there was a diesel generators here. Now I don't have it, so... Well, once the crisis happens, I'm gonna regret and then I'm gonna build it. Or lose the game. That's 2 different ways. Yeah, don't forget I'm playing on the hardest difficulty, so when things go down, they go down hard. There's no leeway. If you run out of food, people start dying. If you run out of diesel, trucks stop driving. Oh, did I see enough electricity here? What happened? It's alright. Saw some red thing blinking. Lack of water, huh? I think the power plant is taking a lot more than it used to. I might need tier 3 pipe here, actually. All the desalinations are working well. Yes. Now it is. All right. How about I'll actually put these guys here. And put these guys. Oh, I see. There's a little break. Maybe I can reorder concrete. Why is no way? Oh, because I didn't build the construction 3. And this is this. Do I have unity? No, I don't. This one. Okay. I just want to produce the construction parts. I'm going to steal this one connector here. I just want to see them produced before saying goodbye. I just want to see at least one construction parts 4. They take ages. They are really slow. I might need a better assemblers for them, right? You might need more trucks. Talking about more trucks, do I have more truck allowance right here? That would be a good idea to have. Maybe mega vehicles. Well, yeah, lots of exciting things. Definitely ship bridge, fuel tank, armor. So you can keep exploring the map. Glassmaking 2 would be nice too. Oh, everything is nice here. I guess I'll perhaps leave the stream. I'll leave the game running for a couple hours before next stream to get a little bit ahead of research, so we have more choices to do. Yeah, all right. Not only one construction parts, but we are now making many of them. All right. You can see this little graph here on the right going up. It's fantastic. And yeah, I think this is gonna be it for today. I think this is a great place to stop. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thanks for the questions. And I'm gonna go back working on trains. So we have more stuff to show you later. I'm working on the traffic rules and the schedules for the trains, so that's definitely something we need to get right. So with that, thanks for tuning in, and I'll hopefully see you next week. Bye.